What is up, my bubbly boys? In another video, and today we are doing a live twin Eldlich deck profile. So yes, I know I know Eldlich is like the like the worst version of Labyrinth, but I've actually been testing this deck a lot, and it's actually been doing actually really phenomenal. I can't believe, guys, you have no idea how good this deck has been doing for me. Like, it's actually kind of insane. And today I'm gonna be doing a pretty much in-depth deck profile and these ratios and stuff like that. Because I know not a lot of people play Elders live twins. So and I seen it like a lot of deck profiles, like the old deck profiles, stuff like that. And those deck profiles, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. They have the wrong ratios of, and they are playing Eldritch all wrong. I swear. I mean, no offense, no offense, no offense. I don't mean any harm. I don't mean any like calling people out or anything like that. I don't mean anything bad, but I just feel like the way I built this deck here is way better. All right. So before we hop into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you haven't subscribed already. Please consider subscribing. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers. So without further ado, I won't waste any more of your time. Let's hop right into it. Alrighty, to start things off, we are running 3 copies of Live Twin Lilla. Lilla is actually really insane to the deck. I was running it at 2 before, but I really like it at 3 here because you don't really want to run too many Sunny Snitches, because Sunny Snitch does eat up a spell or trap zone, and you don't want to use up too many spell and trap zones because you want to use that for extra traps and stuff, because you usually want to end on like Trouble Sunny and then set 5. So the reason that's why I'm maxing out on Lilla here. If not, if Sunny Snitch was like basically a normal spell, I will be running 3 Sunny Snitch and, or no, 2 Sunny Snitch and 2 Lilla instead. All right. So next after that we are running 1 Key Skill and then 1 Key Skill Frost. All right. I believe this is a correct ratios. You can survive without the Live Twin engine. You don't need to see the Live Twin engine. I don't want to run too much ratios because you have many ways to get into your Live Twin engine, and I don't think running like 3 Key Skill, 3 Lilla, 3 Sunny Snitch, 3 Secret Password are too much consistent. It's too much. And you don't want to be drawing multiple Live Twins when you want to be getting multiple traps instead. So that's why I'm running the one Live Twin Key Skill, and of course 1 Frost for an extender if you open up uh, the Sunny Snitch that you have in the deck, or if you summon Lilla and activates effect to summon it from deck. You only need one. These I believe are the correct ratios for this deck, but you can test out the deck with other ratios if you'd like to do so. But in my opinion, I feel like testing it a lot, I really feel like this is the best ratio. 2 Eldlich, the Golden Lord. Pretty mandatory. You can run them at 1, 2. I think 1 works too, but I think you don't want to get called by or anything like that. There's a lot of ways that your opponent can banish it too. So there's a lot of like graveyard interruption. So I think 2 is the correct number in my opinion. And never 3. I repeat now, never run 3 Eldlich. That is not what you do. No. That is not the correct ratio at all. You never want to run 3 Eldlich. Alright, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. Because it's such a brick going first. Such a brick going first. Alright? Then after that, it just leaves you with such disadvantage. You have to discard his trap. Then after that, a spell trap. Then you gotta send another trap, get another, then summon himself. But it's just not worth it. 2, Lord of Heavenly Prison. This one basically protects your back row, and it gets you also to your Live Twin engine if you know how to do it. So basically the way you get into your Live Twin engine, if you do not open it, you will have to go to your Live Twin engine turn 2. So basically what you do, if you activate a trap, you go ahead and this card is revealed. You go ahead and activate its effect, summon itself, set the Sunny Snitch. So after that, you're able to, on your turn, you're able to activate Sunny Snitch. And if you cleared your board with something like Torrential Tribute, say something like Torrential Tribute, you're able to clear the board. Then after that, you have a clear field to go ahead and add the Lilla, and then summon the Lilla and keep on doing your Live Twin plays. So that's one way I like to access it, but it doesn't happen too often if you don't open up the Torrential Tribute, or like if let's say if you're running Needle Stealing, you can also do that. But It doesn't happen too often. So that's why I'm only running 2 copies of this, and then the 1 copy of the Sunny Snitch. We'll actually go to those ratios now. So now that we're done with the monsters, that's pretty much all the monsters in the deck. We have the one Sunny Snitch, Tantalizing Tune, and one Called By. Reason I'm running one Sunny Snitch because the reason before that doesn't happen too often. You don't want to take up a spell in Trap Zone. Um, so that's why you only run the one Sunny Snitch because you don't want to see it as a starter at all. Tantalizing Tune. This is my choice of consistency. The extra deck is really tight, so you can't really do anything like the pots. The pots are very they eat up the extra deck a lot, and you don't want to run something like Prosperity. I mean, sure, it's good for consistency, but this extra deck is extremely tight. So I think I would rather run something like Tantalizing Tune. And since you run a pretty decent amount of normal traps in the deck, it's actually not that hard to resolve. But again, only 1 copy of it, since I think this deck is actually pretty consistent as it is. And I don't really want to see any more of this Tantalizing Tune because it does also lose to Ash. And then you go -1. So then after that, you have one Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave is like a pseudo hand trap protection and like a trap at the same time. You could set it on your opponent's turn, and it's such a good card, especially against Fire King. And since we're not playing a fire deck, is really insane for this deck. So that's why I'm running the one Called By as well. All right. So next for the Eldlich stuff, like the Eldlich Traps, we're running 3 copies of Elixir Scarlet Sanguine. I believe these are the correct ratios. Again, you could mess around, play some different ratios if you'd like. So next after that, we are running 3 copies of the Conquistador. Alright, Conquistador is really good, especially for popping spells and traps and monsters. And you could run this at 3 if you want. So I think 3 is actually a pretty decent number too. But like 2 Haquero for now. I think Haquero at 2 is the right ratio in my opinion. But I do see his card going to 3 if you choose to do so, because there's a lot of graveyard reliant decks, and if you banish something from the grave, like the princess is really good overall. And that is all the Eldlich spells and traps. I don't run White Destiny. I don't run Black Awakening. I don't run the Golden Land Forever trap. That card's trash because then it gets out of your cycle of the Golden Land cards and Elixir cards. So that's all. I believe that's the correct way to do it, in my opinion. And next, all right, this is very controversial here. I know this can surprise a lot of you, but I'm running 3 skill drain. Reason being, I know you're gonna it's gonna get away with your Trouble Sunny, it's gonna get away into your link climbing plays and all that. But listen, you have a 33k beat stick. You have a 3000k with oops. Oh my god. I'm sorry guys. Freaking knock you guys out. Hold up. Focus please. Please. Okay. You have the 33k on the Trouble Sunny. You have the Lord Heavenly Prison, which is 3k. And then you have the Eldlich, which can be either a 25 or a 35. So that's pretty high damage. So this deck, basically, with the Live Twin engine included, is able to push games and win games way more quickly. So usually with the pure Eldlich version, you want to stall games out as much as possible. You don't want to go all in with your traps. With this deck, you can go all in with your traps because you have really high attack monsters, and you're able to link climb very easily, especially with the Live Twin engine. So if your follow up with the Link 2s, if you use Trouble Sunny's effect, is really insane. And then you also have your Trouble Sunny, your Sunny's your Trouble Sunny Engrave, and then you're able to link climb and get really big link monsters in order to be able to attack your opponent for a game. It's so good. That's why I run Skill Drain, because Skill Drain automatically ends your opponent's turn, as well as leaving you open for OTK. And if you do happen to need to link climb or use some effects of your Live Twin stuff, you can send the Skill Drain off of Eldlich. So that's why I'm running. It's that way you're able to continue play. So that's why 3 Skill Drain is actually really insane in this deck. You have no idea how much this card actually carried my games. Definitely don't consider cutting that card whatsoever. Next, Torrential Tribute. I know it does sound bad against the Fire King Snake Eye matchup, but you actually can like make them use so many of the resources, and if you keep on like getting this in the grind game especially, you could make them run out of resources, and then basically it's just you're just diminishing their resources and making them use effects they don't really want to use, and it's just a really nice board wipe overall. um really good, and you're able to avoid it if you use Trouble Sunny's effect first, and then after that activate Torrential Tribute. So really insane. All right. So next after that, I am running 3 Ice Dragons Prison. Really insane. You could cut this down to 2 if you'd like, and like run a second copy of Trap Trick if you'd like. But I really like this card. It's really insane. Especially like you could side the Zombie World engine, which is basically the Necro World Banshee and the Zombie World, and it makes all your opponents monsters in the field and grave zombies. So you're able to actually put in a lot of work with this card, especially because everything they become is zombies, so they all automatically all have the same type. So really insane overall. Next, 3 Judgment. This can also be the new card. I think it's called Iron Iron Strike or something like that. I forgot the name of the card. I'll try to put it up on screen. But basically that card is really good going second as well if you set that going second. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't really feel like paying paying almost like $30 for this a playset of it. So 3 Judgment is like my other option. But if you want to play that card, you can. I think it's way better than Judgment. I think I would rather side Judgment. But it's also like Judgment is also a really good card too because you're able to negate cards in grave. The Iron Trap only negates cards on field. So that's why it's very controversial here. You could do either one you choose to do. All right. This is supposed to be Solemn Strike. Okay, don't have it. So you know what? We're just gonna put pictures up. And, you know, this is my video. I get to do whatever. So you know, respect. All right. So I will put the 3 Solemn Strikes here. Basically, this card is really good. Don't have to pay that much life points, of course. So you can like, it's good going second. Don't get me wrong, but you can like sub this out for like the Judgment and then have the Iron and then Judgment as well. But I really like the Solemn Strike instead. All right, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna do the picture thing again. All right, I promise. There's only like 2 more times. I promise. All right, so you could run Overroot, or you could run Dogmatic or Punishment. Depends how tight your extra deck is, or whatever cards you tend to want to sub out instead of the Dogmatic engine. So if you want to run like more Link monsters, more Xyz monsters, like if you want to run the Zeus package, that is a option you could do. And then after that, I would run a Terrors of the Overroot instead. If you don't want to run the Zeus package and you want to run the Dogmatica package, that's what I'm doing in the specific build because unfortunately I can't afford Zeus yet. It's still I'm about to buy the Zeus on the 2-player starter set. So that way it's way cheaper, and I'm able to get the Zeus package. But right now I don't have it at the moment, so I'm just settling for the Dogmatica Punishment engine. But I may consider like going into the Zeus engine instead for like the Sky Cavalry, the Downerd, and the Zeus instead of the 3 cards I have for Dogmatica Punishment engine. So for now, this is either Dogmatica Punishment or Terrors of the Overroot. Next, I promised last time, 2 copies of the Daruma Cannon. So my Daruma Cannon hasn't arrived yet. I'm ordered it. Just hasn't arrived yet. So this is gonna be 2 copies of the Daruma Cannon. Not that good because like you could do the same thing, like where you could tribute the Trouble Sunny first, then activate the Daruma Cannon, switch everything face down, destroy everything face up. You could do that too. I just don't like the Daruma Cannon that much if you have something that's not Trouble Sunny, and then you have to destroy your own Link monsters. But you could bump this up to 3. You could honestly bump this up to 3. I see people bumping up this 3. So if you want to bump this up to 3, I don't blame you. It's not a bad card overall. And then last card is the 1 copy of a Trap Trick. You have run a pretty decent amount of normal traps in the deck, so that's why I'm running the 1 Trap Trick to have just extra copies of those normal traps as well. Now for the extra deck, we're running 2 Keys Kills and 2 Lilas. At first I was like running two keys kills and one Lila, but I found it like when they were banishing this off of like call by or like soul release because people still play soul release for some reason. I found it that they always like banish the Lila or something like that. And when they would banish the Lila, I only have like the two key skills available to me, and I have nothing else. Um, so I put in another Lila because I don't want them to banish my own one and only Lila. So if we use it to live evil twin monsters, we still have two extras in the extra deck. But you can cut a Lila. You can cut another Lila for another extra deck monster instead. So if you want extra targets for your Dogmatica engine, you can. You want another Link monster, you can. Just basically, if you let's say if you want Link Spider, you can. You want to include Link Spider, you can. And it's all personal preference. All right. Next, we have two copies of Trouble Sunny. Um, this really only comes up twice, and I also have another Link 4 monster, which is actually pretty good. In the grind game especially. So that's why I'm running only two Trouble Sunny. Really good overall. You only really go into this twice, because then after by the time like in the grind game you have like skill drain up and all that. So like I think it only comes up twice overall. So that's why I'm only running two. I never really want to run three in this build at all. One Imduck, one IP, one Phoenix, one Unicorn, one Abomination. Abomination's really good in the grinding game, especially because like let's say if you have hold up. Let's say if you have a the two evil twin monsters. Hold up. The two evil twin monsters and hold up. 1 second. 1 second. Let's say Eldlich monster. All right. Let's just say a Eldlich monster. So you could go ahead link two into an IP. So you could go IP. Next after that, hold up. Actually, this was the wrong one. My bad. You link the key skill specifically, and then the Eldlich to go ahead and summon the IP. All right. You activate Lila's effect to summon back key skill. Now you're locked into fiends. All right. Just very important. So that's why we do IP first. All right. So now after that, we go ahead link the Lila and the IP into Abomination. This can also be Mech Knight Avermax if you choose to do so. But I wanted some like variation. Like I wanted it to be able to be accessed really easily. So I didn't want it like to be I wanted it like a really easily accessible boss monster, and it's really good, especially with the Light engine. Because what you're able to do, you could tackle over something, you pop another card, you have the key skill that could summon back Loa. This pops a card, and then after, since a card was destroyed, this pops another card. And at the end phase, you pop another card. So you have 4 pops in total, plus whatever you're attacking over, and then you can attack for game with these. So really insane. That's why Abomination actually puts in work, puts in an extreme amount of work. So wouldn't change him honestly. He's the dog. He's my dog for real. All right. So for the Dogmatica engine, you can run one Garura, two Entis. I can find my other Entis. You can run one Garura, two Entis. You could do a variation of this, or you could even cut the Pleiades. I'm running two, which is the last card of the extra deck, for another card for the Dogmatica engine. All right. So that is it for the extra deck. Let's go on to the side deck. All right. So for the side deck, we are running 3 copies of Lava Golem, because when usually my side patterns go like if you know you can't push through your opponent's board with the Live Twin engine if you're going second. Most of the time you want to side out your Live Twin engine because most likely they know what you're on already. They know you're playing Live Twin Eldlich. You can't play through hand traps, stuff like that. Play through negates. So they're gonna negate Live Twin stuff. All right. You mostly want to push for now after post side. If you're going second, you mostly want to run going second cards and sub out your Live Twin stuff and play more like a pure Eldritch gameplay. So that's why I'm running 3 Lava Golem, alright, and then 2 evenly matched. I couldn't find no space for the third in the extra deck in my opinion. I mean the side deck, but you could cut also the one extra Heavenly Prison in the side for another evenly match if you choose to do so. Speaking of the extra Lord of Heavenly Prison, we're running 1 of that. Next, we're running 3 copies of Dimension Shifter. We are running 2 pots. Extravagance. Actually, Shifter actually carries so many games you have no idea. This is actually a really, really, really good card. I definitely recommend. The 2 pots, because when you're able to side out the live twin stuff, you're not able to go into access to your 6 evil twin stuff in the side. I mean the extra deck. So you don't want them to go to waste. So you go ahead and use extravagance, and you're able to run pot cards as well. So then after you're able to run extravagance in the main, and then able to still use those free 6 slots and banish them, or you can run prosperity too if you don't want to banish anything else. That is also an option too. All right. So now we have 2 dimensional barrier. All right, and then 2 heavy storm duster. This is for back row, especially labyrinth stuff like that. Labyrinth is our basically hardest matchup, and dimensional barrier against branded stuff like that. So that's it for today's deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was actually, I took actually a long time making this deck. I think this is actually one of the better versions of Live Twin. You just gotta know how to play it. All right, it's not no brain dead trap deck. I swear. I promise. I promise. I promise. It takes a lot of brain in order to play this deck. But I really enjoyed this deck overall. Also, be careful when you're doing your Eldlich stuff, because Eldlich does lock you into zombies. So you don't want to have to like do the misplay of like doing the Eldlich, and then after that you're not able to go into your Troubles Honey effect. Summon back the evil twin stuff from the grave. So that's it, my blue boys. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll just put it in a. Alright, that is it, my bubbly boys. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And this actually decked. Alright, that is it, my bubbly boys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.